Andel Brown and Kevin Jackson, who's the executive director for the Black Sphere and author of Race Pimping. Kevin, let me start with you, because it's obvious now that things are breaking down. I mean, the mayor's basically coming out and saying these cops don't trust the commissioner. She's backed the commissioner. The commissioner's under fire for having this, the cops call it hug a thug approach. They think he wants peace, love, and understanding and rainbows and unicorns, and they say that's not reality on the streets of Baltimore.
Well, I don't know about him. I think that this lies squarely on the shoulders of the mayor and Mosby, because they're supposed to be law and order, and they're not. The mayor of Baltimore has done two things since she's been in office. One of them is the Marriage Act, and the other is the Dream Act. She hasn't done anything proactively in that city that's led, it's leading to jobs and the things that sort of quell this type of thing. And it's funny, Megan, every time we talk about this, we talk about a surge. Baltimore is 370% above the national average for violent crime to begin with. So she should have been addressing the police situation and the crime situation early on. But instead of solving the problem like other municipalities have been doing by setting up zones and increasing cop presence and things like this, she's against them. And to put this on the police chief, I mean, perhaps there's some issues there, but I think this is squarely on the shoulders of of Blake.
What do you make of it, Andel? Because it seems like a confluence of events here. I mean, that these are the local authorities who asked the DOJ to come in and investigate their cops. These are the local authorities who got out there and spoke very openly about the charges against the cops, the local prosecutor, against what many attorneys believe, including yours truly, are the ethics rules against doing what she did. And now the cops feel under siege. You heard it in that police statement from the union.
Well, Megan, when we were talking about Ferguson a few months ago, you yourself told me that we must trust the process is that we use in America that maintain law and order. The prosecutor has a job to prosecute cases where the evidence leads them. They have a job to be accountable to the community.
I have never disputed that, Andel. I've never disputed that. And all I've said in this case is that prosecutor is mishandling herself. And I stand by that right now.
Yes, she is.
To say that she's mishandling herself is a matter of opinion. When I look at what has been done, when I look at the evidence in this case,
I have the right to a legal opinion on it. And Andel, I'm not saying that the process is out of order. I'm not saying that the process is out of order. I have not been out there calling for a change of venue or kicking the mayor out. My only focus has been on that DA and the public statements she's made and how inappropriate they have been. But this is a bigger question. This is about whether these are cops who say they show up now to make arrests and 30 to 50 people surround them, and as the police union says, they are more worried about getting arrested and going to jail than they are about getting shot on the job, Andel.
Megan, the idea that officers cannot do their job effectively and be held accountable at the same time is just flat out wrong. And it's a slap in the face to the millions of officers that operate with integrity and do the right thing every single day in this country.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Those six officers are accused of not doing their job. They're accused of breaking the law.
Go ahead, Kevin.
No, nobody's even saying that, and that's just subterfuge. Look, we all realize that there are cops that do bad things. That's not what's happening in Baltimore or any of the other major cities in America. What's happening is liberal policies have essentially put all these people together, taken away opportunities, put people in charge that don't know what they're doing, that don't stand behind law and order, who are effectively condoning this type of thing, and then people like you come on and try to fool people into believing something else. The crime rate in Baltimore is the sixth most dangerous city in the country, and you say they've got a cop problem. They've got a crime problem that's been exacerbated by the liberal policies of this mayor and the people that are protecting her. And the cops have every right to be afraid because they know that these people are going to stand behind these leftists that want to see them go to jail as they try to do their jobs.
Go ahead, Andel.
Kevin, if hyperbole were in the place of evidence, you'd win, but it's not. Just saying that these problems are from leftist policies does not make it so. I'm not a politician. I'm a lawyer, so I follow the evidence. And the evidence says that those 6 officers that were charged, there was probable cause for it. The prosecutor agreed after an investigation, and the grand jury, who was independent of the prosecutor, arrived at the same conclusion.
How do you get
we must trust the process, whether we like it or not.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, they did it with frontier justice, because instead of really looking at the evidence and letting it vet out, within hours, this prosecutor, in a very biased way, and I'm not a lawyer, but I am a free-thinking, pretty smart guy, and she was biased in how she did this. Now, at the end of the day, if the evidence comes out and these cops did something wrong, everybody wants to see justice done. But this frontier justice reminds me of the 1800s and lynch mob mentality. And that's why the people who are in the streets are in danger.
Nonsense.
Yeah,
Stop it.
Well, he is going to have to stop it because we have to move on to the next segment. You both have to stop it. Bye. Thanks for being here, both of you guys. Appreciate it, as always.